Hello everyone. We will continue the coordination chemistry. In the last video we had left homoleptic and heteroleptic complexes. We had done that. Now in this video we'll talk about oxidation number or oxidation number or oxidation state on the metal, right? Similar to the redox reaction which we had done in +1. Suppose you have an example of we'll do a rough work, right? Suppose you have K2 Cr2O7 and you are asked to find out the oxidation number of chromium. So what do? What is the method? You take chromium oxidation state as X. You know the potassium oxidation state is +1 and for oxygen it is -2. You can only find out the oxidation number chromium X if you know the oxidation state of potassium and oxygen. So if we solve, it will be 2 plus 2x minus 14 equal to 0, because overall the molecule is what? It is overall the molecule is neutral. So 2x minus 12, it is equal to 0. So x is equal to +6. On similar basis, we will find out the oxidation state of the metal we'll find out the oxidation in the coordination compound. Suppose you have a compound cobalt, water, whole X and 3 positive, right? Similar basis, if you have to find out the oxidation number of cobalt, you take it as X. You can only find X if you know the oxidation number of water. Water is a neutral ligand. Water being a neutral ligand bears 0 charge. So how X 0 into 6 plus 0, overall the molecule has charge +3. So here therefore the oxidation state of chromium is +3. So what is now the oxidation number? What is oxidation number? Oxidation number or oxidation state is the charge, right? Is the charge that the central metal atom carries. It is calculated by assigning appropriate charges to the ligands and equating. It is just, what we have done, we are writing in words and equating the sum of charges on the central atom and ligands equal to the charge on the coordination sphere. Right? Means my point is that you can only find the oxidation state on the central atom if you know the oxidation state of the ligands. So that means this follows our next topic, which is to learn about some of the ligands, their oxidation number and charge and their names, of course, because in the next topic we have to discuss the names of the ligands, right? So let's discuss about the ligands now. We will make a table. In the tabular form I will be able to explain the ligands more appropriately. So we will discuss about now, that is their ligands, their oxidation number, or you can say charge, and their names. We'll discuss about that, right? So we divide ligands into different based upon their charge. So firstly, in our column we will have the actual name of the ligand, actual name, or we will also use the symbol used, right? Their formula, How they means how chemically they are represented. The charge, if they are a molecule, when then what donor atom will be used, and the name to be given in the complex, name given in the complex, that we have to discuss, right? So the first one is, firstly we'll talk about all the negative ligands. So our first are the negative ligands, which bears a negative charge. Now what negative charge they bear, we'll discuss about that. First one is Rajesh, first one is the cyanide ion. Cyanide ion, its formula is represented as Cn-1. The charge is -1. Here the donor atom is carbon, and in the complex it will be called as cyano or cyanido, right? Now same, if you have isocyanide ion, it is also represented as C, it will be represented as, so to be more appropriate, Nc negative. Here the charge is -1, you can say the oxidation number is -1. Here the donor atom is nitrogen, and it will be called as isocyanide, right? Similar to this. So these are the ambidentate ligands we discussed in the last topic. Now the third example is of the halide ion. Halide ion means X negative. There you can have the example of fluoride ion, chloride ion, bromide ion, and iodide ion. All of them bear the negative charge. In the first, the donor atom is the fluorine, the donor atom is the chlorine, the donor atom is the bromine, and it is iodine. So it will be called as fluoro or fluorido. It will be chlorine if it is used in the coordination compounds, it is called as chlorido. It will be called as bromine, will be called as bromido, and iodide ion will be called as iodido, right? Now we talk about the fourth example, which is the hydride ion. Hydride ion is represented as H-1. So the donor atom is hydrogen, and it will be called as hydrido, right? Next, fifth example that we have to talk is the nitro. Nitro, it is NO2 upper negative, so this oxidation state is -1. The nitrogen here acts as the donor atom, and it is called as nitro or nitrito N, right? Then we have nitrite ion. Nitrite ion, which is ONO negative. Here the charge is -1. The donor atom is oxygen, and it is nitrito O. This is how we are going to discuss the ligands in the tabular form, right? Now the next about we talk is the another negative ion species, which is nitrate ion. Nitrate ion is NO3 negative, which is -1. The donor atom is N, and it is called as nitrato. Next is we talk about is the hydroxide ion. Hydroxide ion is OH negative, -1 oxidation state, donor atom is oxygen, and it is called as hydroxo. Next is the amide ion. Amide ion is NH2 -1, the oxidation number is -1, and the donor atom is nitrogen, and it is called as amido. Now we talk about thiocyanato ion that we have already discussed in the ambidentate ligands. If we talk about thiocyanate ion, which is SCN minus 1, the oxidation number is minus 1, the donor atom is sulfur, it is known as thiocyanato, right? Now similar to this was isothiocyanato. In the ambidentate ligands we had discussed about this isothiocyanate ion, which is NCS minus 1, the oxidation number is minus 1, donor atom is nitrogen, and it is isothiocyanato, right? This is the actual name. If this is the actual name of the ions, these names will be used in the ligands, I mean in the coordination complex. We'll discuss once we discuss the this whole ligands. Next is the after isothiocyanato, it is the it was which number? It was 11th. Now we'll discuss about the 12th. Now the name of the ion is the imide ion. Imide ion is NH2 negative. Here the negative charge is minus 2. The donor atom is nitrogen and it will be called as imido. See, now that it is a unidentate ligand. It is a unidentate ligand, but the charge is minus 2 and it is imido ion. Now next we talk about is the carbonate ion. Everyone knows what is the carbonate ion. CO3, 2 negative, charge is 2. Here the donor atom is oxygen and it will be called as carbonato. Next we talk about is the sulfide ion, which is S2 negative, which has minus 2 charge. Sulfur is the donor atom, so it will be called as sulfido. Next is the sulfite ion, which is SO3, 2 negative, charge is minus 2, donor atom is sulfur, it is sulfito. Next is the sulfate ion, which is SO4, 2 negative, it is minus 2, sulfur, and it is called as sulfato. Right, this is how these unidentate, we have talked about the unidentate ligands. These are the unidentate ligands. And now we talk about the negatively charged, which are bidentate ligands. Now let's talk about the, here we are talking about the bidentate ligands. Bidentate ligands means they have 2 donor atoms. Now let's discuss how it is. So first one is the oxalate ion. Oxalate ion represented by OX. So the structure is COO negative, COO negative. The charge is minus 2 and the donor atoms are 2 oxygen atoms, and it is called as oxalato. This is it. Next we talk about is the which is negatively charged glycinato, glycinate ion, which is called as GLY. The formula is NH2 CH2 COO negative. Here the charge is minus 1, and what is the donor atom? One nitrogen and the other oxygen, nitrogen and oxygen, and it is called as glycinato, right? Now we talk about which is the negatively charged. We are only talking about negatively charged, so we talk about one very important, that is the hexadentate ligands, which is very important. So one of them is, the first one is EDTA, which is ethylene diamine. It is one thing tetra acetate, which is represented as ADTA 4 negative. So if I talk about its structure, we have already discussed about its structures, but never mind if we discuss it again. It is CH2COO negative, CH2COO negative, CH2COO negative, and CH2COO negative. So if you see, the charge is -4, and if you talk about the donor atoms, that are the you can say 2, they are the nitrogen atoms, and 4 are the oxygen atoms. So it will be called as ethylene. In the ligand, it is called as the ethylene diamine tetraacetate, right? This is how the negative ligands will be represented. Now these are the negative ligands. So if I again talk about these, so these are the negative ligands, right? These are the negative ligands which bear these. So this was the unidentate ligands. Negative, under negative ligands we have, these are the unidentate ligands, right? And this is the, this is the bidentate and the hexadentate ligands. Now more important, the next important thing is the, now we talk about is neutral ligands. Let's talk about the neutral ligands which bears the positive, which bears the zero charge. Your neutral ligands means they are neutral. So under neutral, let's first discuss about the unidentate ligands which have one donor atom, or they form one coordinate bond with the central metal atom. Now let's talk about unidentate ligand. So the first one is very important, is the water. We all know it has the formula H2O, oxidation number 0, and the donor atom is oxygen. So we represent it as like this: 0, donor atom is the oxygen, and it is called as aqua. Second, we have ammonia. The formula is NH3. The oxidation number is 0, donor atom is nitrogen, and it is called as amine. Pay attention, I have used double M. So whenever ammonia is used, it bears double M. 3 is the carbon monoxide. So the formula is CO, oxidation number 0, donor atom oxygen, and it is carbonyl. Donor atom is the, it is the carbon. Donor atom is the carbon. Next we talk about is the fourth one, which is the neutral ligand. Fourth one is the nitric oxide. It is C, nitric oxide, which has the formula NO, charge 0, donor atom is nitrogen, and it is called as nitrosyl. Next is the methylamine, that also bears a negative charge, zero charge, 0, donor atom is nitrogen, it will be called as methylamine only. So next is the thiocarbonyl, which is CS, 0 charge, sulfur, it is the thiocarbonyl. Next we have phosphine, which is PH3, 0 phosphorus, and it will be called as phosphine. Next is triphenyl phosphine. ट्राईफिनाइल फॉस्फीन मतलब हाइड्रोजन here is replaced by 3 phenyl rings. Charge is 0, donor atom is there, phosphorus, so it is called as triphenyl phosphine. Now we talk about the ninth one, which is pyridine. Pyridine, which is, so it is represented by Py. It is a aromatic ring. The donor the oxidation state is 0, donor atom is nitrogen, and it will be called as pyridine. Now we talk about, next is the bidentate. They are neutral, but we talk about them in the bidentate ligand. Bidentate ligand. So in the bidentate ligand, where it bears the negative charge, the most important one is ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2 diamine. The structure is CH2 NH2 CH2 NH2. The charge they bear is 0, so 2 nitrogen atoms are the donor atoms, and it is called as ethylene diamine and represented by En usually. Last is our positive ligands. They bear, although they are ligands, but the charge is positive. So first most important is the nitrosonium ion. Nitrosonium ion, which is NO positive. The charge is +1 nitrogen, and it is called as nitrosonium only, right? If you have, next is the nitronium ion. It is the nitronium ion. It is NO2 positive +1 nitrogen, and it is itself called as nitronium ion only. So this was about the positive ligands. Now I will let's discuss about how to calculate now the oxidation number. So if we look at the example, one of the examples, suppose we have an example. Now how to find out the oxidation number. Suppose the question is find out the oxidation number. Now if we look at the first example, suppose we have COEN whole thrice 3 positive. So I'll give you the list so that you can solve on it on your own. Suppose we have this calcium EDTA, right, 2 negative. Third one is COGLY 3. Next is the, suppose we have CONH3 whole 4, H2O Cl2, plus. If we have CONO3 cerium, sorry, CE, it is cerium, CeNO3 6 2 negative. So how do you find these oxidation states? Suppose I talk about the one example, COEN whole thrice 3 positive. So now this bears the X charge because we have to find, we know that En has 0 charge. You can look into the ligand table and find out that. So now it's X plus 0 is equal to +3. So this cobalt has the oxidation state of +3. So cobalt is present as +3. Now if I talk about rest you have to do it on your own. Suppose I again help you in the fifth question. It is a cerium NO3 6 2 negative. Now we know that NO3 bears -1 charge, cerium will bear X charge. So X minus 1 into 6 minus 6 is equal to -2, X is equal to +4. So in addition to this, what all you have to find out, let me give you Na2 Fe CN5 NO, right? Next is CO NH3 whole thrice, NO2 whole thrice. So I leave it on you to solve this. If you have any problem, we'll discuss that in the next segment. So this is how you find out the oxidation state of the central metal atom, provided you know the this whole table, you know about these ligands, their whole oxidation number, and find out the you can have a screenshot of all these so that it becomes clear to you, or you can make this table in your notes and find out the oxidation state that I have given. That's very important. So I want everyone to solve these oxidation number for the central metal atom. In the next video we'll talk about the names of the coordination complexes.